Well, I think Bethesda's exercising that fantastic new policy of not sending out review copies of games before they hit store shelves for regions like these. Dishonored 2 has launched a broken mess.
All of this just works.
I mean, sure, I did look at O3C and they said Dishonored 2 ran pretty well for them, but I think they were just doing benchmark tests, which means they weren't delving into this game for 10 to 12 plus hours, actually attempting to play it, to run into all of these mishaps and mistakes. Now, I do recall a Reddit post that was on the PC Master Race. A game designer of Dishonored 2 recommends very low settings for 60 FPS at 1080p with the GTX 1070. Now, this was posted a day ago. I'm sure that they've done some things to improve this. If you look at the Steam post right here, I mean, you could look for yourself. I mean, I was reading the Reddit thing. I was mildly interested in Dishonored till I saw the Reddit post and I read people's reactions. I'm like, okay, time to stay away from this one. Not even worth playing to review. And when I go to the Steam page, it says mixed, but all I see are like fucking thumbs down, the most helpful. Let them patch the game first before you buy it. This game is an example of what is wrong with the gaming industry today. Obviously, graphics and audio bugs, low frame rate on high-end PCs, and pre-order bonuses. Please, Bethesda, don't join EA. I think that this person is a little late on that. I think Bethesda has already been well on their way to the EA lifespan. Now, someone says there is a possible fix for this. There's something wrong with the Dishonored EXE. It's simply Dishonored 2 EXE sets itself to low processing priority class whenever it loads. Setting it back to normal or above normal for each loading screen will provide a walk around until they get around to the very easy patch. It's really getting to the point of where it sucks to be a PC gamer on that front because you always got to work around fixing something. This is pretty much unacceptable. Right here, someone with a great PC spec right here. Really, i7 6700K at 4.2 gigahertz, EVGA 1080 for the Win Edition in SLI with high bandwidth bridge. Asus ROG Hero 7 and Corsair Vengeance DDR RAM, 32 gigabytes. Wow, this dude's PC is killer. It destroys mine. Even this guy with an insanely beefy PC is finding issues with Dishonored 2. Frankly, for the fact that he has a 1080 for the Win Edition SLI and it still drops below 60 FPS is mind-blowing. Now, I haven't even touched on the audio drops, the audio being out of sync, sometimes characters just out of nowhere speaking a totally different language. This game was so poorly optimized, it wasn't even funny. So it proves Bethesda's noble, quotation marks, intentions of letting reviewers and gamers experience the game at the same time was nothing more than another means for them to half-bake out a game and then tell us to eat dick. And I know what you'll say. Bethesda wasn't the studio behind the game, they just produced a game. There's still quality control, alright? It's under Bethesda's name. I mean, when DICE put out a shitty Star Wars game, we didn't sit there and not blame EA. I mean, frankly, if you were producing something and someone came to you with a product that could be good, but the overall finished piece was subpar, and it was under your name, it would be unacceptable. I know car companies do this shit all the time, until someone sues them over mass deaths, but let's move on to our next subject. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been confirmed, and people are wanting a campaign mode. How about, I'm all for a campaign mode, don't get me wrong. I'd love that, as long as it's better than the one for Battlefield 1. Let's just hope Battlefront's campaign is longer, slightly better, and more focused, which gives you time to become attached to characters, whereas to the war stories, you only had anywhere from 3 to 5 missions to get to know the characters and try and develop an attachment to them when they die or something. And frankly, you just go through it like, fucking Titanfall did a better story campaign. By the end of Titanfall, you were attached to BT because you got to know the character. Whereas the war stories, they drop you in, you do a little something, it's over. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, it's like having a goldfish for a day and it dies. You're kind of like, fuck it. And then you flush it down the toilet because you didn't have time to get attached to that fucking goldfish that we called war stories. But I'm off subject again. Forgive me. I'm tired. I had a very bad breakfast. I had a Hot Pocket that I nicknamed ODB, which is short for Old Dirty Bastard, because that's what it tastes like. What I'd like to see in Battlefront would most likely be, yes, a story mode, but for God's sakes, bring back classes and vehicles. fuck this power-ups bullshit. It's a pain in the dick hole. You know, let's have a pilot area. Or at least an area where pilots can spawn in so people who are dedicated to piloting can do it. Or you can sit there and grab the pilot seat when it's there. You know, like something like Battlefield 4 kind of. Or even Battlefield 1. The game needs classes. The fact that every dick knocker and his mother had a jetpack and an MG32 made the experience dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. And can we assign weapons to factions? Alright, the rebels did not use E11 blasters, just like fucking stormtroopers didn't use Han Solo's DL-44 or something like that. Like, really? And you're probably sitting there going, Gundam, what does it matter to you? Because I used to be a huge Star Wars fan until the movies became really shit with the new trilogy, until fucking video games for Star Wars became so subpar, and until fucking BioWare decided in all their infinite wisdom not to give us a Knights of the Old Republic 3 versus giving us some shitty ass MMORPG. They can eat a dick. Oh well. That's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna try and have some coffee or something. I'm gonna bring it back. I don't even drink coffee. Oh, this isn't a video worth waiting, commenting, and subscribing over. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I just all of a sudden became like Barbara Walters. Some sort of weird accent. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go choke myself with a belt like Filthy Frank before me.